Anybody that's telling you that ICE or the National Guard or whoever Donald Trump send into your city are specifically coming for black people, you need to never listen to them ever in your life again. Ever. They want y'all to believe that Donald Trump is sending in the military, ICE, to come get you. But we're American. So what do we got to worry about? Not only that, we have creators on this app saying that they're coming for us. Let me tell you something. That building that they raided was a Trinidad de Agua building. Point blank period. Yes, there were black people that lived in that building, but the majority of the people in that building were Trinidad de Agua. They got 37 of them, right? 37 members of that gang. Yes, were some black people detained for a hot second and they got let go. What are we talking about? I done seen video after video, black people saying that they sent the troops for them. What is wrong with y'all? See, you guys are paid actors. Y'all want to rile up the black people so that the black people can be put on the front line to push another agenda that's not going to benefit us. Fighting for immigrants does not help black Americans in any way. That's not our problem. We're American. That's the part that y'all keep forgetting. Y'all hate white people so much that you forget that you're American too. You don't have to worry about that. Being deported, immigration. Let them handle that. That's not your fight. But we got people getting on this internet, right? Saying that they're coming for you. Look, they detained black people. Y'all need to cut it out. And y'all need to never listen to these fools again. Because these are the people who are constantly selling fear. They want black people to be scared of something. And for once in American history, we are not the target. Can't we just be happy for that? Can we not bask in this glory that for one time in American history, we are not the targets? We should be happy. Why are you fighting for them? Why are you getting on the internet crying for them? This ain't, listen, y'all can call me what you want, but that I'm telling the truth. Name something immigrants have done to help black Americans. Go. Exactly. Nothing.
Now listen, that's facts. That is facts. Democrats have tried to attach illegals onto the black community as if illegals help black people in any way, shape, or form. You know, which is just absolutely crazy. And you see it with these Democrat politicians, man, in these Democrat cities. Where did they drop off the illegals? Where all of the black people live. Just saying. I'm just saying. You know, it's absolutely crazy, man. And then you got some of these folks out here lying about what ICE is doing. Oh my goodness, ICE is rounding up black people. And it's, nah, bro. No, that is a complete lie. Complete lie. And here's a person from Chicago right now talking about how it's a lie. Check it out.
Chicago, you need to stop lying and saying, and people on this internet need to stop lying and saying that they're coming for black people. Yes, there was a building in a black community that was not majority black because it had been overran by illegal gang bangers. Let's be clear. So why everybody want to keep throwing that narrative around half of South Shore is fucking invaded by illegals. That's the truth. So don't get on here saying black people are being came for. They're coming because they're in our neighborhoods and our communities. That's why. So yes, they're going to go in buildings where black people live and sleep because they put them in buildings where black people live and sleep. South Shore, born and raised. I know what I'm talking about. Stop pushing that narrative because it's not correct. So for those who was questioning about who I am and where I'm at, this is Adam Clayton Powell. This is the building that everyone is in an uproar about. So as I said, South Shore, this is your community, your neighborhood, and this building was not majority black when the ICE came the other day. Yes, black people were affected, but this building was overran by illegal Venezuelan gangs. And I just had several conversations with residents who are moving their stuff out of here that confirm that. So stop letting media put that false narrative in your head that somebody coming for you, because they not. You was born here. You was born on this land. Rise up and stand up on something and stop letting any and everybody tell you something.
Come on now. Talk that talk. Talk that talk. A lot of folks are out here fear-mongering. Oh my goodness, see, we told you. ISIS deporting black people. No, they're not. No, they are not. Were some black people held up for a second? Yeah, absolutely, because they were in a place where ICE was raiding. None of them got deported. Just saying.
This video won't get a lot of views because whenever I make videos talking about real shit, those videos never get a lot of views. However, I'm saying it anyway. To all my young black men, the days of us not really caring about politics, watching from the sideline, not really knowing what's going on, those days need to be over. And if you're a normal guy like me who likes sports, fashion, hip-hop, you need to have some level of understanding about politics, because those who do not understand politics are governed by those who do. And the cool thing about it is, the more you learn, the less you can be taken advantage of. Pretty much all of us young black men were raised damn near the same way. Spend a lot of time with grandma and grandpa. Spend a lot of time in church. Now, obviously, I'm generalizing, but you get the idea. I say all of that to say the majority of us are conservatives. We just don't all really know it. We all believe in bossing up and taking advantage of capitalism. I would like to think most of us believe a man is a man and a woman is a woman. Most of us are also tired of seeing non-masculine black men represent us. Basically, what I'm getting at is the faster we recognize that our values align more with conservative ideology opposed to liberal ideology, the faster we can take advantage of this American system. And don't take my word for it. Just look at the past 60 years. Black men have been voting majority Democrat for 60 years, and look what's happened. Fathers are not in the home, household income adjusted for inflation is lower, and black-on-black crime is higher. At this point, we might as well try something different. With that being said, I'm gonna give y'all some homework. Look into Thomas Sowell, look into Bob Woodson, look into Byron Donalds, and then type into Google black rappers that supported Trump. That way you don't feel alone and see that it's okay to be black and conservative. And I'll talk to you soon.
Well said, my brother. Well said. That's a good start. That is a good start. That is a good. Listen. Shout out to Thomas Sowell, man. I know I've said this before, but I wish he was so much younger. Thomas Sowell would be fantastic to be in politics, bro. Fantastic. I wish Larry Elder would step back in the ring too. I like Larry Elder too. But anyway, listen. A lot of black folks are raised conservative and just don't make the connection when we got older, right? That we're actually more aligned with Republican politics rather than Democrat politics, because it's just, I don't know, it's just a thing, which is kind of crazy when you really think about it. The fact that, you know, it's just, you're supposed to vote Democrat, you know, like that's just absolutely wild, but that is the way that it is, unfortunately, even though we're not raised like liberal, you know what I mean? We're not raised with liberal ideologies, right? A lot of households are raised more conservative rather than liberal. So yeah, hey, listen, I agree with him, man. I agree with him. That's a good place to start. And there are a lot more black conservatives out here than Democrats would like us to know. A lot more. And that's facts.
Dude, the only thing I can't stand about liberals is the fact that they always say it's not about race until they meet a black conservative, and then it's 100% about race. It's, oh my God, how could you go against your race and be in that party and blah, 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 blah. You just sat here and screamed about systemic oppression and systemic racism and all this thing that's been going on for centuries and centuries and centuries, and yet you think the solution is for all the black people and brown people to be in one party and for all of the white people to be in another party? That literally doesn't make any sense. What I'm still confused about is how y'all are still sitting over there pledging your allegiance to a party that would literally give anything to an illegal immigrant over your black ass, bro.
She got a point. She got a point. Why are you pledging allegiance to a party that don't care about you? And I've said this time and time again, Democrats are so quick to come up with some policy, some legislation. Mayor Brandon Johnson in Chicago literally signed an executive order to try to protect illegals. Where were all of these executive orders to protect your own citizens that voted for you? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, right. They didn't need any protection, okay? I'm sure Brandon Johnson would say, according to, or you know, he would say that he is protecting them or that they don't need any protection. But they're quick to come up with policy changes and legislation and sign executive orders when it comes to illegals. Open up schools that were closed down because they didn't have any funding, but now they got all the funding in the world to not only reopen them, but to renovate them so that the illegals can stay up top while their kids go to school on the first floor. Just come on now. Really? And these are the folks that we voting for? These are the people that we say care about black people? Come on now, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. It's silly talk, man. Absolute silly talk. Carry on. There's more black people on the train.
The Democratic Party is crumbling right before our eyes, and I am so here for it. I was talking to a friend this morning, and she made a great point. She said that liberals have no morals, no boundaries, that they're not willing to cross, and no values. And I could not agree more. Because if you have nothing that you believe in, you'll fall for anything. And liberals in recent day, they have shown their true colors. They do not believe in anything. They do not stand for anything. Their hypocrisy is astronomical. They flip-flop based on the day. With Trump, they're saying, no kings, no king. And then you look on Times Magazine and see Gavin Newsom with the crown that says, long live the king. And mind you, no one even said that there should be a king with Trump. Christ is king. They say all lives matter, but they continuously show that that is not the case that they believe in. Minorities' lives that agree with them matter. People that disagree and white people are not a priority to liberals. And ironically, they even eat their own people. Billie Eilish is a prime example of that. My point is, liberals nowadays, they stand for nothing. What they do is they stand against any and everything that Trump, the administration, and most Americans stand for. They whine and they throw tantrums all day, and they cannot define what a woman is. Basic biology terminology. I am done with liberals. I will continue to call them out each and every time. I am not afraid, and they will crumble. My point in making this video, liberals, we see you for who you truly are. What you stand for, I don't know. What you stand against, morals, values, and basic human decency.
Facts. Facts. Now, I don't know about the whole Billie Eilish thing. If anybody knows what she was referencing when it comes to that, when she said they eat their own, an example is Billie Eilish. I always thought Billie Eilish was liberal, or at least, promoted liberal ideas, which isn't foreign to, the Hollywood folks. They all do the same thing, which is also kind of weird when you really think about it. It lets you know that it ain't really true. If everyone in the room agrees, then somebody's probably lying. It goes back to that quote. Or they're being paid, right? Which we found out Kamala, those folks, all those celebrities that came out to support Kamala, a lot of them were getting some of that moolah. They were getting some kickbacks. And you find that, happens a lot, in Hollywood. But anyway, here, actually, I'll play this last clip.
The one thing I noticed that's the difference between liberal/Democrats and Republicans. Big difference. The one thing I noticed is that if you have a different viewpoint, a Republican, they might not like your viewpoint. They might hate your viewpoint, but they be okay with it. They accept it, but they won't hate you. A Democrat, on the other hand, liberal, they will hate you because of your viewpoint, or, or dislike you, or want the worst for you because you think differently than them, or because of your viewpoint. I never realized that until now, but, well, not now, until I guess 2016, whatever. Everything just starting to come out. And it's just crazy. But that's the big difference. They will hate you because you think differently than them.
That's facts. That is facts. Because liberals are filled with hate. They always preach about love and positivity and acceptance and all, but that's just all talk. Which is why they have to say it all the time. Why do you have to say it if it's actually true? If it was true, you wouldn't have to tell me. I would know. I would see it. I would feel it. You wouldn't have to tell me these things. It'd be nice to tell me, but you wouldn't have to repeat it constantly. You know what I mean? So there's a dead giveaway right there. You shouldn't have to say something that people can easily feel. But anyway, I digress. I'm happy to see that there are more and more black people waking up to the truth and realizing that the Democrat Party is not who they claim to be. That is a beautiful thing. Now, is it a majority of black people? No, but we getting there. We getting there. And I'm damn sure happy to see it. Damn sure happy to see more and more black folks on a daily basis. I'm constantly coming across a new, clip of a black person just waking up, and man, is it good to see. Man, is it good to see. So hopefully one day, you know, we can get more to a 50-50 split, the way that it should be, right? 50-50 split. You know, sometimes we vote Democrat, sometimes we vote Republican, right? Once the Democrat Party buys a toilet and a ruler and gets their shit straight, which probably ain't going to be for like another 20 or 30 years, but hopefully by that time we got more of a 50-50 split, you know, amongst us black folks, and it's not just like a 90-10 where it is now, or actually I feel like it's a little bit less now, but anyway, you understand what I mean. Anyway, so yeah, man, y'all get in the comments, let me know your thoughts and your opinions about all this. Stay safe out there, all right? Peace and love. I'm out.